Welcome to the Femalepreneur Coach podcast. I am your host, Rebecca Barr. I am a transformational mindset and business coach and six-figure award-winning female entrepreneur. Ladies, I'm here to tell you that business and making money doesn't have to be hard when you're in alignment and flow. Inside this podcast, I will be showing you how to transform your mindset to program it for success, how to maximize your money vibrations, and how to redesign your business for ultimate financial and time freedom. You know you are meant to live an epic life. Now it's time to claim it. Hi ladies, hope you are all having a fantastic week. Thank you so much for joining me once again. This week I wanted to talk to you all about what happens when you completely fall out of love with your business, you're in a rut and you don't know where to go. So this has probably happened to me a couple of times actually over my career, because obviously I have multiple business interests. I always have had an entrepreneurial spirit, which means that I know what I'm like. I just tend to, I get shiny object syndrome. I flip from one thing to the next, and I really love the creative process. So once that part has finished, either, through a rebrand, a relaunch, a refurb, there is that tendency like 6 months down the line where I start to get a bit itchy feet and then suddenly I'm not so quite as excited. And obviously I have to be really mindful of that and the traits of my personality, and always keep it fresh within business. So just because something has been working so far doesn't always mean that it's still the right way to do it going forward. So if this is something that you've suffered with, or you're kind of, you've been trying with the business that you've set up and you're not perhaps getting the results that you want, or you just feel like you're in a bit of a rut, then this episode is absolutely for you. So obviously, I've kind of explained how it can happen. So you maybe, I don't know how long you've had your business. It could be completely different to something that you've set up maybe just a few months ago, but you've tried all the things. You've done all the things that you can think of to try and get traction, or you've been perhaps doing it a long time and you're just not excited by it anymore. Obviously, sometimes we feel like we've come too far to only come this far, and we feel like we can't let things go. That's absolutely not true. So if your business literally does not serve you anymore, then it's absolutely okay to walk away from that. You don't have to be chained or married to your business because it's something that served you up to a point. Obviously, I'm a mindset coach and a manifestation coach. So I know that I'm very spiritual, and I believe that things come into your life for certain chapters and to form a part of your journey in life. But it doesn't necessarily have to define all of it. So, if you've had a very successful business and it's just not ticking your boxes anymore, it doesn't bring you the same joy, then it's absolutely okay, if it's no longer in alignment with you, to walk away from that and just close that chapter and move on to the next. But if you feel that there's still potential there and it is something that still, calls to you, then these are kind of the steps that I would suggest. So if you've been at it for a long time, or you've tried all the things and it's just not working, or you're just feeling a bit disillusioned, a bit bored, not quite as excited, then what I would say is absolutely take it back to basics and start again. So get really back to your core values. Like obviously at some point you started this business with a lot of energy and excitement about the products that you're bringing to market, or the services that you have and skills that you can use to help somebody else. So get back to that, get back to your initial brand, your mission, your values. Like, why was it so important to you at that time? Obviously, for me as a coach, all I've ever wanted to do is help to empower other women. So whatever I do, it will always be with that end goal in sight. That's at the very core of who I am. I'm a very nurturing person. I always have been. I'm drawn to very sort of, people that I think I can help. And I always see the best of somebody, like as in their fullest potential. So even when I'm 100, I will still be coaching in some capacity, or I will still be delivering that transformation in some capacity. Whether that's as a formal coach, I don't know. Probably by 100, I'd like to think I will be retired on a beach somewhere on my own private island. So probably not maybe working so hard, but I will absolutely still be committed to that vision and that values, that those values. but perhaps delivering it in a different way. And that's again why I would love to take you back to that original sort of process for you. And if, say, for example, you're also a coach, or you have a product and the intention of the product was to empower women, well, there's 100 different ways that you can do that. It doesn't have to be in the exact same way that you're doing it now. I actually have a 6-week group coaching program coming up shortly, 8 weeks, which is all around people that want to either level up their current business and are ready for the quantum leap, or who want to launch their own business. So I would definitely invite you guys to head over to my Instagram page, which is the Femalepreneur Coach, or my Facebook page, or my group, Success Mindset Tribe. Because if this is something that you're super committed to, then obviously that would be a really great place to start if you're super intentional and you don't think that you can do it alone. But if you're just at the stage where you're just like, no, I'm good, I just need to fall back in love with my business, then absolutely take it back to basics. Look at your initial purpose, your passion. What parts about it do you absolutely love? What parts do you hate? It may be that just simply outsourcing some of the parts that you hate frees up your energy and gives you the emotional space to create more products and services that are actually more in line with your business, and complement what you're currently doing. That would bring exciting new energy. And equally, who wants to do something every day that you don't want to do? So if there are tasks like social media, if that's really baffling to you and it's overwhelming and it annoys you, and that is a block because you're not doing it consistently and you're starting to self-sabotage and procrastinate, outsource it. There's people out there that absolutely love to do this stuff, and they will be able to help you effortlessly. And that could then give you all of the emotional space and creative flow that you need to obviously lean into the stuff that you do want to do. So I would absolutely invite you to do that as well. Also, looking at your products and services that you're currently offering, ask for feedback. Look at your groups, look at your audience, look at your followers. What are the comments saying? What are the testimonials saying from your previous customers? If you're not achieving the impact that you want and the product isn't as transformational as you want, or it's not as great, then this is an opportunity to take it back to basics and revisit it. So if, for example, you are a service-based entrepreneur, perhaps the packages that you're offering are too long, or they're too short, or they're only accessible to people at a certain income level, or they're being delivered in a way that doesn't feel in alignment to you, i.e., you're doing one-to-one coaching, but actually, that really drains you. Or you're trying to do evening sessions when you have children at home and it's really stressful and it's really hard to do. This is your business. It's meant to serve you. So you are absolutely within your rights at any point to change any element of your business so that it serves you. You are unique, your business is unique, and you can run it exactly how you wish. So if it's a case of, I don't want to offer one-to-one coaching anymore, but I'm still committed to the mission and the values, well, perhaps you offer a self-study course instead. Perhaps, which would also then bring the price point down and make it more accessible, which has so many other benefits because it equally grows your audience because more people will be able to have access to that product. But also means when you have somebody that perhaps can't meet your one-to-one coaching price point, you've got somewhere else to signpost them. So that will also help with your money beliefs and your limiting beliefs around money. If you feel like guilty or greedy for charging high ticket prices for your services, that gives people an alternative so that you can still serve them. Maybe instead you want to offer group coaching. Maybe one-to-one is too intimate and it takes too much of your personal energy, that you would rather do group coaching, and then people also have the benefit of an additional community. That adds a whole nother layer of value and to your mission and your service, so what you're essentially giving them. So there's nothing is wrong in business. There is no right way to deliver whatever it is that you want to deliver. Or if you're a product-based business, perhaps you bundle up your products and offer additional discounts, but it means that you get a higher volume of turnover and more revenue coming in. Who knows? It could be a membership. It could be a mastermind. It could be different elements of coaching or one-day intensives or workshops or masterclasses. It could be absolutely anything. So the opportunities are endless. Obviously, in business, there's more than one way to skin a cat, or whatever they say. So just because you've always done something in a certain way, absolutely does not mean that you need to do it in the same way going forward. So, and asking for feedback, if you haven't already, is always the first way to try and get some sort of steer or direction around what it is that you need to take in terms of the next step. So as much as you're obviously leaning into your own internal voice and your own experience and expertise and sort of feedback and that sort of thing, intuition, whatever your intuition is telling you, equally, you know, you don't have to have all the answers. So just ask, and people are always willing to share their viewpoints, and they love to tell you how they can do it better. Let's not forget that people love to tell you how you can do something better. So take the guesswork out of it, make it super easy, and just ask the question. Look, guys, I'm thinking about updating my products, my services. How can I best serve you? What would you love to see? What would make things even better? What would make you super excited? Like all of that. And then obviously energy for me is absolutely everything. So you can really identify through this process where in the areas of your business is energy sitting stagnant. So if it's news, like I said, if there's particular tasks that you're neglecting that are affecting your momentum and your growth and your exposure, then obviously outsource that 100%. If there are services that you have on your list that nobody ever buys, or products, get rid of them, because there is nothing worse than trying to do all the things, because even though you may have some success in one area of your business, all you're ever going to look at is those perceived failures and the areas where they're not doing well. So just take them off the list. You don't have to sell absolutely everything and do absolutely everything. You could do one or two things really bloody well, and that would still give you a really good income in your business. So don't have things that are dragging you down. If there's products that always sit on the shelf and are just a constant reminder or symbolism of how, you know, of a perceived failure, just get rid of them, put them on eBay, sell them out, you know, send them off to I'm sure that there'll be an alternative, you know, supplier, competitor, whatever, that would take that off your hands at a discounted rate. Do a job lot, do a flash sale. There's so much that you can do. Equally, if you have like 100 different packages for your services, and actually it's only your core 3 that only ever get any success, if those are the core 3 that you love to do, amazing. Just lean into those and become a niche down, become an expert in those areas, and just continually build your brand on those services. If actually those are the 3 that you hate to do, then you need to obviously then put your energy into the other ones that you do love, and obviously you'll build momentum there instead. So you need to change your marketing and your approach to the areas where you do want to shine more light and you do want to encourage more participation, and you do, but that will be a whole nother marketing strategy potentially, because it might be you're targeting them to a different type of client. So, you know, but that's absolutely fine. It's all got to start with you as to what makes you excited and what brings you joy, because that passion is your USP in your business. And people will absolutely, you know, people buy into people. And if you're really, really passionate about something and you know that it can really, really help people, then perhaps it's just an education piece. But equally, you know, people don't know what they don't know. So maybe they don't realise how great this product is or how transformational it is. And that's your focus and responsibility then, to educate them. But equally, if, you know, perhaps it's just becoming a niche for that product or service, like you need to rebrand. The thing that I always love to do, and I always think is really exciting, is the creative process. So for me, whenever things feel a little bit stagnant or a bit samey, again, I'll look at ways to refresh my brand, refresh my services, my website, my Instagram, so that it's exciting to me. You can see the new energy and the new passion and the new focus. So I would definitely invite you to do that as well. There's so many practical steps that you can take, but it all has to start with you. And genuinely, at your very core, does this business still serve you? Does it still excite you? Is the mission still important? If it's not, that's absolutely fine. You can move on from things just because and even if they are still successful, it's okay to try something new. That's what life is about. We're all on a journey, and we're all attempting to evolve, expand and grow. So just because you've done something for a certain period of time absolutely doesn't mean that you have to continue doing it forever. It's not a life sentence when you build a business. And as long as you transition your audience or you really buy them into a new brand or service as to why this is now your focus, you won't lose credibility with it either. So I know this is always a concern with network marketers. And I think if you're just authentic with the way that you sell, if you move from one product to another, that's absolutely fine. You just have to explain the journey and the transformation. This is why this product is so important to me. I know that I was talking about this one previously. However, on reflection, this one is so aligned, and this is now where I am at this chapter of my life. Life is a journey and it's an evolution, and we're always looking for that next level. So again, there's no wrong answers here. It's all about the most important thing is that you wake up every day in love with your business, in love with your purpose, full of passion and excited by the vehicle that is your business. It's just a tool, as well as anything else, to support your mission. If it is, as for me as a coach, it's to empower other women and to leave the world a better place. But equally, it's a way to make money, which then obviously enables me to have time and financial freedom with my children, with my life. It enables me to grow as a person. So it's obviously forms part of my delivery for my mission and my values. However, it is also a tool that is supposed to serve me and my lifestyle. Otherwise, I could just go and work a 9 to 5. So kind of digress there a little bit, but I just want to really encourage you to look again and, not settle for mediocre, not settle for it's okay, not settle for half-arsedness, if that's even a word. It's all about waking up every day with purpose, on purpose, with intention, with passion, excited for what you do, and just living your best life as an empowered woman in your ideal job. That is my mission. That is my wish for every woman in the world to experience, because the more women that we empower at this level, the better the world's going to be. And that has always been at my very core. Even if I just empowered one woman, think of the ripple effect of that, of her children, of her partner, her community, her family, and the world needs wealthy women to make those positive changes, because it's been run by men for far too long. And look where it's got us. So I hope you found this podcast episode useful today. It was just a quick one really, because I was asked this question by a client the other day about I've kind of fallen out of love with what I'm doing. Obviously I want to take it to the next level, but as it is at the moment, I feel like I'm kind of self-sabotaging, because equally my heart's not in it. And I obviously promised her that I would do a podcast episode on it, because I think that there's so many people in that place as well. And when you get that sense of unease, it can be a symptom of something else. So, i.e., I'm just unhappy in life, because generally how one area of your life shows up is represented in other areas of your life. So money and relationships, for example, always go together. Like business and your home life typically always go together. So obviously I just asked her, let's take it back to basics. And we essentially revisited her whole program. So she was a service-based entrepreneur, but how she had been delivering her services wasn't in alignment with her anymore. She just sort of moved on from wanting to do the one-to-one coaching, because it takes a lot of personal energy, and she found it quite restricted with times. She hadn't necessarily created correct boundaries with her clients. So there was a lot of, sort of energetic, what's the word? I'm pregnant. It's such a nightmare. Energetic creep, as in they would be contacting out of hours, and she was taking on additional responsibilities that she didn't want to do, and all of that sort of thing. So obviously we are now going to be looking at, same mission, same value, but delivered in a different way, in a way that protects her energy, that allows her to free up her time, and be with her children and live her best life, but equally isn't going to limit her earning potential. If anything, it's actually going to increase it more. So this is what I mean. When you get those feelings, those urges, those nudges, that's really important information. It shouldn't be ignored. We should never fight against something that doesn't feel right. That's what our feminine energy and our intuition is here for. It's to tell us something. So whenever you're getting that pit in your stomach, or that, you know, uneasy feeling, or that, you know, tiredness or meh towards your business, that's all useful information. So sit, journal, get a massive piece of paper, start doing some brainstorming, get it all out on paper, and just take it right back to basics. So I hope you found that episode useful today. As I said, that was just something that came up this week with a client that I thought would be useful. Sometimes pride gets in the way, and we feel like if we've been doing something and it's working well, then we have to keep it going. Or if we've been doing it for a certain length of time, we have to keep it going. And I am here to tell you that, hell no, life is for living, and you have to live your best life. So, you know, if it's not serving you anymore, it's time to get back to basics. Thank you for listening to this episode. It's been amazing to share this time with you, and I feel honoured to be part of your journey. If you've loved what you've heard, had an aha moment, or found value in this episode, then please do like, comment and share. I would love to connect with you on Instagram and Facebook, so come and find me, and I look forward to helping you build your epic life.